and now we snagged Neil Jenney for a little chat. One of the things I wanted to ask you about was bad painting. You know, you sort of came to prominence with that show, Bad Painting. Is bad painting still bad? I mean, has it gone someplace else?
Bad painting was never bad art. It was the genesis of bad painting was the reaction to photorealism, and I'm still reacting to photorealism. In that I feel that. Let me just give you a short synopsis of my analysis of art history.
Okay.
I feel that there's always been abstraction and realism existing side by side.
Okay.
Some people think that abstract art is a creation of the 20th century, but the pyramids are abstract art. And of course, so you have the pyramids and you have the head of Queen Nefertiti next to it. You can see abstraction and realism in its ultimate development. You also see that in Athens, in an abstract building, a collection of abstract decisions called the Parthenon.
Yes.
And then Phidias inside the Parthenon. So you have abstraction and realism existing side by side, 3,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, and today. I feel that the realist movement today is divided by the issue of line. I really believe in the sanctity of line. There's two kinds of line in my analysis. You have one intuitive line, and then you have mechanical line. Mechanical line is line that's drawn with a ruler, or with a compass,
yes,
or with a camera.
Okay.
I believe that. Well, let me make this example. You could have a room full of men named Robert Johnson. They'd all have the same name, but they'd all have a different face, and they'd all have a different signature. I really believe that their signature is really them. Their mark is them, represents them in a most complete way. So the point is that I really dedicated to intuitive line, and I think that's the real division within the realist movement today.
Okay. Now, do you still pay attention to bad painting? Have the young people that are doing bad painting now, have they actually broken the line and gone into real bad painting? Are they still doing good art that's bad painting? Or
I really don't pay attention to what everybody else is doing.
Okay, good.
That takes too much time.
Yes, it is time consuming.
I think if they're doing bad painting, they're doing something that I went through 41 years ago. So I really think that good painting is where it's at today. I think that when I did bad painting, after it was done and it was understood and somewhat successful, I felt I had more in me than just bad painting. And that what I really wanted to do was good painting. And so that's been my goal for the last 40 years.
Where do you think that fits in with kitsch? Is bad painting and kitsch, is that synonymous, or is that a different thing?
I think, bad painting always had content. The content of kitsch is basically superficial. And I always tried to avoid the superficial content in the bad paintings that I did. Like I say, it was a reaction to photorealism. And the formula for photorealism in my analysis was take a bad idea and make it pretty.
Detailed.
Photorealism was essentially simply second generation pop. So it was a little late on both ends. A little late on the philosophy and a little late on the technique, I think. Not that you shouldn't try to achieve perfection. It's just that you shouldn't, I don't believe you should achieve or attempt to achieve perfection through the use of machinery.
I'll buy that.
So I'm dedicated to intuitive line, and let me talk a little bit about this frame.
Yes, the frames.
I have a statement that paintings are sculpture. And basically that means that all paintings exist as three-dimensional objects.
As objects, yes.
So they have to survive sculpturally. They have to be successful. That's one of the reasons I think photos are less compelling, because photos are lousy sculpture. This particular frame was originally designed to have the large section on the bottom and a smaller section on top. And when I made it and painted it, I had it laying down on my table saw, kind of flat in my studio. And I came in the morning and I looked at it and I said, it looks pretty good. And I said, wait a minute, I'm looking at it upside down. And then I said, but it did look good. And so I looked at it and I analyzed it. Now this frame here is the largest section on the top and the smallest section on the bottom. And so I stepped back and looked at it again. I said, well, you know, it does look good upside down. And so I tried to figure out why it does. And the analysis is this. A painting is essentially, you're looking through a window onto a scene. And when you look at a window architecturally, it always has a larger lintel than the sill. The sill is always smaller.
Really? Okay, I didn't realize that.
So that's why when I look at this, it feels comfortable. It feels normal because I'm accustomed to seeing a larger lintel than a smaller sill.
Well, that's also a very abstract way of looking at it. You're looking at two rectangles sort of embedded in each other, so that's also kind of an abstract side of it. Well, thanks for your explanation, and congratulations on the show. Thanks for taking some time to talk to us.
Well, thank you. It's,
Neil Jenney.
and,
Thanks.
enjoyed the
Thanks, Kate.